I want to paint the Mona Lisa, That's what I want to do. And so it is this sort of like, kind of, I feel like I'm cutting a diamond. That's kind of where I'm at now. It's like cutting diamonds, where there's this Edward Hopper, who I love. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but one of the things they say about Hopper towards the end is he spent a lot more time just looking, thinking, than painting.
Yeah. Do you like Andrew Wyeth?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He's my favorite painter. I was just in Maine.
Yeah.
Where he lived his whole life. But there was something so palpable in how he reflected that particular region of the country.
Oh, yeah.
In the color palette and the brownish, creamy tones that he used on painting. But how he painted people that were just in these small Maine towns, that he encountered neighbors, workers that came to his home. It was amazing.
Yeah, he had an incredible level of skill.
Have you seen that documentary about him on? No. It's on Amazon Prime.
His father was a famous illustrator, N.C. Wyeth.
Yeah.
And so it was a whole, and then Jamie Wyeth, his son, who did this famous portrait of Andy Warhol. So it was like a whole family kind of dynasty there.
Yeah. But Andrew, for me, was much different. I mean, he had his own voice. I think he became so prolific and famous and wealthy, but didn't change in that. Like, he still lived there. But my point was, bringing him up was just his portraits resonate with me, and my favorite painting in the world is Christina's World.
Oh, yeah.
And that's one that buckled me. Just going back to what you said earlier about seeing that at St. Marywood. That was one that I saw that at MoMA. Well, I knew it from textbooks, but I hadn't seen it in person.
Right.
And I turned the corner at MoMA. It's in this unassuming like hallway.
Right.
Down at the end. It almost looks like you're going to go to a fire exit. Like, it's just there. Nothing else grand around it. And it just broke me down right there in New York City at MoMA in the corner. I was like, oh, it was amazing.
She's crippled, right?
Yeah. Well, that's why it spoke to me. So that's why it broke me. But that was great. That was cathartic, and I also knew the power. Like, you don't often encounter that. So you had that experience. I've had experiences where, you're one way up your whole life up to 1 second, or, up to that moment, you're one way, and then something happens, and then after that, you're like, another portal opens. Yeah,
you're just changed, and that's a really interesting thing, how you can change in an instant, in a sense, because we don't think of it like that, because most of our, experience is, these little incremental things.
This Full Exposure Podcast episode has been made possible through the support of Metro Health, University of Michigan Health, and Dr. Peter Hahn, who believe that creativity and the arts are essential to a rich, healthy, and fulfilling life.